Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn from greatflorals.com and today I'm back with more tips on how to make your stash work for you. So quick tips that you guys can use to use more stash, use it a little bit differently perhaps. Just some ideas. So I have a couple here that we're going to start with, and then we'll dive into some more throughout the video. If you have not seen more of the 2020 Creative Reset series, I did another episode like this last week, as well as so many other episodes in terms of organization and goal setting, and I highly recommend you check out the playlist link down below so you guys don't miss out on some great tips for your scrap room. So here I have a couple products out, but this is the one I want to start with first. Now, a lot of us have these phrase stickers, or we have the thicker ones, or we have die cuts that come together as words. There's lots of different options. Here I just pulled out some thickers, but these are great places to start for a title. So what I mean by that is a couple of these are single words. So this one's family. We have sweet, seek, hello, create, sun-kissed, dream, even these double ones, lazy days, summer. We can use these to make a creative title. So what you do here, instead of just titling your page Lazy Days, it would be Summer Lazy Days, and you would pair it with a small alpha, so that way you're using doubles, or you're using up a little bit more than you normally would. Or you could even pair it up with something like this. Love This Dream could work, or Hello Lazy Days. Just thinking outside the box in terms of using those pre-made word pieces to create a unique title. Now, I know a lot of times I just use the flat one, but there's been a few examples, which I don't have out currently, but there's a few examples where I lengthen a title, make it my own, by adding in some sort of variation of additional word stickers or switching up these. So I could do hello, sweet baby, hello, sweet cat. There's lots of different options, obviously. Or you could do better together and then forever. I just think there's another way we can double up the amount of supplies we're using without having to think too much about it, and this gives you a better option. So if you do have phrase stickers, I highly recommend looking at these first when you start a layout and then pulling in some additional word and letter stickers that you might need to finish off a title, because if you want to write better together on a layout, well, you already got one here that hopefully works. Or you want to write family, but then you're not using your precious regular alphabet thickers, to make a word when, you might already have all the letters here. So better together out of this or this, pretty similar. We got the gold foil on both, but this one's, put together, and then I could put better together friends or friends better together. There's ways to lengthen our titles and make them a little bit more unique to our pages. So that is my first tip, because I think this is something that's really, really fun to do, and it gives you a unique take because you're mixing fonts at that point, you're mixing colors sometimes, and I just think it adds uniqueness to your layout. And again, you can use the foam ones, the chipboard ones, the glitter ones, the wood veneer, anything that sort of has these pre-made title pieces. It could be sticker books, even have some, especially die cut packs. Even sometimes you get them in those 12 by 12 cardstock stickers. Those words don't have to be used on their own. You can do some combined forces and make a unique title for your pages. So that's just one tip that I have for making it easier to make titles, because sometimes it's like, oh, I already have 50 titles that have the word better together on it. But if you were to add that extra phrase or extra meaning behind it with an additional word or additional letters, it might make it a little bit more worthwhile and a little bit more unique, and helps really identify the story within your page. So that's my first tip for you guys. Next up is sticker books. I adore my sticker books. I would say my Maggie Holmes sticker book is by far my most used one. And if you guys don't know, I've used this so many times, but I wanted to say that sticker books are a great place to finish a layout, in my opinion. I know a lot of people use it as a starting point, but I find that I start with die cuts because a lot of my large stickers are actually already gone. So here's one of those word stickers I could have used. So I could put capture and then use a thicker phrase that says family. So then we have a full title, but I didn't use any of my letter stickers because it was just some random words that go well with a title or for the specific subject in the photos. So I wanted to say that these are great ways to make clusters. Now, if you're a big fan of Maggie Holmes or any of the sticker book designers, you probably have a lot of their papers, a lot of their collections, and this is a great place to start. Now, I don't think I have any of the collections that are in here of Maggie Holmes, and I don't have any of the die cuts from Jen Hadfield either, but I'm going to show you guys how to make a quick and easy embellishment cluster out of here, which I have videos on from before, so if you guys want to check those out, I'll have them linked down below. But all of your answers are right here if you want them, so that's kind of what I'm saying here, is you take something out of here, you make an embellishment cluster, you'll be happy because then you have one ready to go. And again, I've used some of these that I've made before, and I've had some that I've used before. So I'm going to put that there to be my base. The tip is to pick a large enough base that you can stack things on top of. Here I also want to be reminded of the color options I have. Sometimes you want to include some other things, which I personally think is a great idea. So if you want to add in washi tape or something, if you want to get a little bit crazy, you can do stuff like that. But it's totally up to you and what you want on your embellishment cluster. And luckily most of these, you know, phrases are they're not vague, but they're generic enough to use on a variety of things. So you don't have to worry about, you know, it matching something else later down the road. So far we have 3 elements on there. I definitely could add more. I definitely don't have to. I'm going to see if this pink looks okay. It's a little bit different of a pink. Yeah, it's a little bit too different. Kind of dived into a different collection up in here. And my goal is to probably finish the sticker book this year, which I know I can do if I keep focusing on using it. So that's kind of my idea there. I think I already went past the other butterfly section, so I have to go back there. That's kind of what I was looking for, was more of those butterflies that match these ones. We got jewels and birds. Could add a phrase on top, a clear sticker. And again, I have some other videos on this topic already, so I will try to have those linked down below so you guys can see more embellishment cluster videos, because I know a lot of you liked those last time. I think I'm going to pull out this yellow one. And you want to make sure that if you're using a clear sticker, I don't want to just plop that down. I'm going to want this on some cardstock. So I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock. This is actually just a scrap that I have for stamping. Put it on there. And you might want to do cream cardstock because this is cream based. You know, there's lots of different options. And again, the sticker book can just be the first step. I've done plenty of embellishment clusters now where I just leave them as is. So I just leave like the 3 or 4 elements I've stacked together. Then when I'm actually making a layout using that embellishment cluster, I add on the washi tape, the sequins, the wood veneer, the tiny word stickers on top, because that is what helps tie it into your full layout, are those elements, not necessarily the elements you might be putting on at the beginning here. But if you just trim this out real quickly, and these are my cutter bee scissors, it can be really, really worthwhile to sit down, you know, in front of maybe you're on a road trip, maybe you're watching TV, sit down, make some embellishment clusters out of your sticker books, because then you can even keep them with your sticker books, because then when you sit down to scrapbook and you're like, oh, I want some Maggie Holmes to go with this other Maggie Holmes, or I have American Crafts out, I'm going to go check my sticker books. You already have some great ideas in place to just pull out these embellishment clusters and get to sticking them onto your layout. Now, you can just stick all of this down to cardstock so they're a little bit thicker, or you can just use your powder tool on the back so it's not a sticker anymore and you'll just have to glue it down later. Totally a personal choice. Usually I use my powder tool to get rid of the stickiness, and then I just keep it in my embellishment container. So then I would even go as too far as to add foam adhesive to this, because I think that is what I would want on my normal layout. And then I could come back and revisit the sticker book and pull in more butterflies that match. So that's kind of my idea behind this, is to use things that I could repeat later on in layout. And again, this is currently sticky, but it wouldn't be in a little bit if I added my powder tool. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll get out my powder tool and show you guys. So this is the powder tool from EK Success, and it is simply just powder, basically like a baby powder, and it comes in a brush applicator. So what you do is you turn it over and you just start destickifying. Now it's a little bit difficult sometimes, but you just got to make it work. Some people use the other type of embossing destickifier. I don't know what the other one's actually called, and this could take a while. Like I said, I have some other videos where I share with you guys how to make some easy embellishment clusters. So if you're interested in that, I'll have those linked down below. But sticker books are a great place to start and end a layout. But I think sometimes we forget about using it as an end point because there's a lot of little stickers in our sticker books too. And you want to make sure that you're giving those the chance to see the light of day on a layout than some of the other pieces that normally make it, like enamel dots and things like that. So there we go, a little bit less of a sticky sticker. And this can just go in my embellishments and wait to be used. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a fairly easy embellishment to use. It's got enough detail to it that it'll stand out, but it also has room for like washi tape or another phrase sticker or enamel dots to help tie it into a layout. For my final tip, I have some suggestions for how you can change embellishments so they work better for your stories or for your for a specific layout. So for example, you have this one here from Heidi Swapp that says "You are loved." Say you don't really have a use for this. Say you think it's just not going to fit anything you're doing. Well, there's a couple answers right here for how you can fix this, because you can use this if you really wanted to. You could take a phrase sticker, layer it on top. You could cut it in half and stack it. You could use other phrase stickers. I have a ton of phrase stickers, but looking within the elements itself, here, actually open this all the way. Looking within the elements itself, you can find ways to adjust the phrases, adjust the cover up some of the emblems. I know I have a couple pieces where I've covered up certain things, whether it's a color that doesn't match. So for example, say you had this beautiful floral piece and everything matched on your layout except this yellow. It just didn't go well. All you got to do is add something to your cluster to cover it up, and no one will ever know that yellow was ever there. You could even cut it off if you wanted. This one overlaps a bit, so it would be difficult, but you can just take any sticker and layer it over as so, and then you have a die cut that works. It'll just, you might want to make it match a little bit more, so pink or teal, or maybe not this green, but you can do it with subjects, you can do it with words, you just need to cover it up. So I could take a heart and add it. So even for this hello, if I didn't want that hello, I can add another phrase sticker. It could be washi tape and then a stack on top. Don't be afraid to change embellishments because the color might match now. Say you're using this Heidi Swapp collection and the color matches perfectly, but you don't need that sentiment. There's no reason you can't change out the sentiment. I could even just add a label on top to add something later, a date, some journaling, whatever it might be. You can make it work for you. And some more examples in terms of die cuts. There might be elements you just don't want. It might be too big. It might be too broad. I don't know. It might not be just what you need, but you can use little things. You can use big things to cover it up. I could use this, a little to-do to match a puffy sticker. And it doesn't have to be within collection. It could just happen to be something on your desk. But don't be afraid to mix in other embellishments to cover up the elements you don't need. Like this to-do actually matches pretty well with that hot pink. So we can eliminate that golden yellow color that we didn't like, but keep the butter yellow that we did like. See, it's easy peasy. This one's the same way. We could take this one, just add a little this week. Easy peasy. So don't be afraid to change things just because they're not a perfect match for your layout. Because I know sometimes that stops me. Well, I was like, well, this floral would look prettier on a different layout, even though I don't want to bring this yellow into this layout, but I have all the other colors. Don't waste your time trying to search for the perfect object. Make your embellishments work for you, whether that means covering them up, relabeling them, usually covering them up if you ask me, adding more. Sometimes it just doesn't fit. So you could simply cut off these two branches. I don't want to do that because I might want to use this way, but you'd take a little bit off of here, reshape it, and then add more twigs to this side. So visualize that. So 2 more sprigs coming out this side might work better for your layout. So don't be afraid to cut cover, conceal, change. I know people who have colored over die cuts before to make them match their layout. Whatever it is you need to do, make sure your supplies are working for you, because if it's a close match, you can make it a better match with coloring or with covering up or with rearranging, because sometimes die cuts don't fit where we need them to, or sometimes phrases don't work where we need them to, and we can simply remedy that with additional stickers, with additional cover-ups, with cutting and moving and using. So hopefully these tips have been helpful for you guys. Again, I did more tips last episode, and we do have one more episode of some crafty hacks coming up for you guys to do some time-saving scrapbooking tips. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of 2020 Creative Reset. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know which of these tips you enjoyed the most. Was it sticker books to make embellishment clusters? And this goes for sticker sheets as well. Those 12 by 12 sticker sheets can make great embellishment clusters. Different types of sticker books can make great embellishment clusters. Was it covering up and using embellishments even though they might not be a perfect fit? Or was it the first one where we went over some phrase tips and how to make unique phrases for your pages? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to chat with you guys about some of your tips as well. But thank you guys again so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on the rest of this series that is left. It is almost over, but I promise you're going to love the next series. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye guys!